All right, before we get Brian on the phone, I want to talk to you, YouTube and Facebook. Obviously, we aren't on YouTube and Facebook as much as we would like to be. You guys show us a lot of love and support. I do want to say, just take 10 seconds out of your day. Jump on iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast. Leave rate and review us. Let us know what's up. And we greatly appreciate it. We got a lot of fun stuff coming this year. Jump on Patreon. If you've got $1 burning a hole in your pocket and you'd like to help two guys with their dream, you can jump on Patreon and just donate $1. That's all. We really appreciate it. All right, I'm going to get Brian on the phone. We're going to start this podcast officially.
Are we just going live like this is what's going down right now?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. They get to watch us set up the actual
we're
podcast.
We're live in the streets. Oh, snap, you didn't tell me that we were going to do live. I know I watched you set it all
we're
up.
not live. I'm recording it
okay.
later.
Cool. All right. That's
yeah.
Even better.
No. Nothing crazy.
Hello.
Hello?
Brian, what's up, dude?
Hey, this is looking amazing.
How are you doing, sir?
Oh, gosh, I'm so busy this deadline, trying to get my book done in time.
Nice. All right, man, we're about to hit the record button, and then we'll go through some introduction stuff, and then we'll get to you.
Oh, yeah, how long do you anticipate?
I don't know, 15, 20 minutes?
I'm going to be on around 20 minutes?
Yeah, does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, 20 minutes is good.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. It's just Max and I out of the Geeks. Everybody else was too afraid of a little snow.
Yeah, you can't blame them for inclement weather. You know, it's what happens when you live in the north and winter is coming.
But I was really excited because I haven't been on this podcast like proper in a month, and I was gonna get to talk to the boys and have a little bit of fun. But hey,
But it's just Max. Fucking.
No, we got better than Dan and Scott could ever be. We got Brian Lau joining us for the front part of this podcast.
That's true. That is true. Our Remake Revolution rival.
That's right.
But we know he's got the mad skills when it comes to pitching movies and writing comic books. Brian, how you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing awesome, man.
We're really glad you could take a break from brushing your armpit hair to talk to us tonight.
Oh my goodness,
dude!
It's braided. I don't have to brush it as often.
Dude, your meme game is on point. Okay. Anyway, a little inside joke. Brian and I, he sends me memes sometimes of people brushing. It's great. But no. One of the biggest crazes right now is true crime, and but the focus of true crime is more on the person who committed the crimes, not necessarily the people that helped put that person away. And we're not really getting a lot of love for the people who take care of us every day, the firemen, the firefighters. We don't really get to see what they have to go through on a daily basis. And Brian, you're working on a new project that kind of lets us into that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in between. I just finished issue 3 of Staunch Ambition, the sci-fi supernatural, and I was doing a book signing, and one of the fans was buying my sci-fi book, and he happened to be a firefighter, so he saw a poster. I had worked with the Detroit Fire Department when I was in college, and we did a poster for the 42nd Annual Firefighters Convention in Detroit at Cobo Hall. So he saw this poster, and he's like, you should do a book about firefighters. And I just kind of laughed. I'm like, yeah, right. I got time to do anything. So, but it really stuck with me. I mean, he's like, there's no books out there about firefighters. And I was like, really? Seems kind of weird, but... So it kind of stuck with me. I did a little research, and I started to, do some Google searches and that. And of course, you could find a few things here and there and some tributes or Spider-Man teams up with the firefighters. There was another graphic novel, I think, called Ashes, which is really professionally done, but I don't know if it's based on true stories. And the art style is amazing, but it's got like a subtle cartoony look. Not real cartoony, but, subtle enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started thinking about it. My grandfather is a Detroit firefighter, 26 years, retired a senior lieutenant. And I lived with a Detroit firefighter when I was in college. So I just started thinking about it, like, this needs to be done. So based upon all of my friends and family in the fire department, and then I started doing ride-alongs with the Detroit Fire Department and doing research, and everything just started coming together. So I took all these true stories, but I put them together into a narrative to make it, like a compelling story, So I kind of connected all these true events and stories with some fiction to make a full story, and even the fiction is inspired by true events, to some degree or another. So this book it's called Inferno City Firehouse, the Motor City edition.
Yeah, man, I was listening to you on the PVD cast last Sunday, and I'm getting so into the interview, just the fact that we're friendly kind of just left my mind, and I'm like, I gotta get this book, and I think I went on Kickstarter right away and backed you. Not that I wouldn't have anyway. It's just I got lost in the moment.
I'm waiting on payday to throw in my my Kickstarter. I'm gonna go with the full ride too. Jason went the full ride, and I think I gotta do the same. All the
Amen, brother.
all the stuff. I mean, what do you call it? Swag. All the swag is cool. I mean, you just get a bunch of cool art. All the digital copies. Yeah, man, the covers of your book are spectacular. I gotta, I love every one of them.
Which one do you like better?
I like the one with it's the dude with the cracked mask. And it looks like one? Yeah, it looks like a bunch of eyes in the mask. It's so sick. Yeah, that's my favorite one by far.
Yeah, man, I've been excited for this project to come out since you told us about it at Wizard World last year.
Yes, I was just rolling it around in my head, and I was talking to John, and I mentioned it to you guys, and that's basically when I decided, you know what, I was like, should I do this? I got to get my next Staunch Ambition issue out, and I'm like, is this going to be... And it's been a great decision. I mean, just on so many levels, it diversifies my fan base. You get the best thing about this book is you get the full story in the one issue. It's going to be about 70 pages, and it's a complete story. So you got to wait for the next issue, and then it's actually helps me with Staunch Ambition. And this book is turning out better than I thought, and I thought a lot. I thought you always. I don't know, me, I guess that's why I'm a content creator. It's like I'm trying to get something and do something, slaving every day on it after my day job. But I take vacation days from my day job just so I can work on, and I dream about working on my book. I have a vacation day so I could just work on my book all day. That's sick, man. That's just not healthy. But this book is a big help for Staunch Ambition because this book is unique. Like I said, there's not a lot out there. Sometimes when you do see stuff about firefighters, it's kind of hokey or it's kind of overly unrealistic. This book is actually going to be very realistic in dealing with PTSD, depression, suicide, the harsh issues some of the firefighters are facing, and Irwin's style for the interior. You were talking about the beautiful cover. Well, let's give credit to your favorite cover is by Neil Anderson, who has actually worked with me on Staunch Ambition doing the colors, and he did a cover for me for issue 2. Mm-hmm. That's Neil Anderson's amazing. And then Irwin Arosa's perfect style. We're not going to do color on the interior because I think it fits better because it's so gritty to just have Irwin's natural black and white interior.
Yeah, it's really different, and then like with the striking covers that you have, like the interior is black and white. It's kind of just like this really, really cool like contrast that you have. I really dig that. Talk a little bit. I mean, because like Staunch Ambition is so much color. and this being black and white, like how like and you're not really the artist, but how is it different for you, even in the storytelling, with the like the completely different feels to the books?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a 180 as far as how gritty and serious it is. So, of course, when I'm doing research and about whether it's my grandfather from my own childhood, there's a story in there from my own childhood, something I witnessed, and my grandfather's story. My aunt was telling me that she had only seen her dad cry twice in her life, and the one time was when my grandmother, his wife, was had some health issues, or he was concerned about her. She lived to be 97, but and I totally with it and everything up to 97 years. But I mean, back when my aunt was young, she saw him cry that one time, and then he told a story of something he went through that just broke him up. And when she was telling me, I'm just getting to the point where I can tell it without tearing up, because it punches you in the gut. And so, of course, you got to get those kinds of stories in there, because that's one of the realities of what they go through. And as far as how is it different, it's just I'm trying to figure out the balance. I don't want it to be. I hate gratuitous violence or sex or any of that in books. To me, it's kind of cliche, and it's just, I don't think it's a proper way to handle violence and sex. But so I'm always trying to check myself, because I want to handle this based on true stories, especially with maturity and with respect, and bringing light to it for a good reason, not to be entertained by the horror or the tragedies that we may face, and especially firefighters face. But I want to bring attention to it and how to cope with it. That's why I'm dealing with suicide, prevention and stuff like that. I want to focus on that. So it's just, I was concerned maybe I should have color in there, but it definitely fits perfect with. I mean, Irwin is doing his best work I've ever seen, and that says a lot. I mean, if anyone's ever seen his book Grenadine, which is fantasy black and white.
No, I think the color choice actually works really well for this book. I think it adds to the realism and the grittiness that you're trying to convey. Absolutely.
And for the standard cover, I got Clayton Crane, probably my favorite artist working in the industry, of all the famous artists, let's say. But he did my issue to 3 for Staunch Ambition, and then signed on to do this. And I told him, I'm like, he's got real vibrant covers and whatnot, kind of like Neil's is so vibrant like Staunch Ambition.
Yeah.
But I like that because it's different than what Clayton did for me. And I purposely told him, I said, yeah, we might want to do something that's not as colorful, because, it's going to be interior black and white. I don't want to have it like mating color cover. And so he did something that has a little, it's not as refined and edgy, and it fits the tone of the book. It's so perfect with it, and it's got the explosion and whatnot. And I think it's a good design for to match the interior.
So your Kickstarter is doing pretty good now. We see you're about 2/3 of the way.
2/3 of the way.
Do you want to talk about that real quick? Just like how much time you got left? Where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Well, the Kickstarter is going great. I can tell the reaction to this book, and it's picking momentum up pretty good. And I think we're 60% funded, but the reality is I went low with my goal. I mean, the goal I set is not going to cover production and all that jazz, but I did it strategically to try to, one of the algorithms is your Kickstarter goes up higher on the popular list if you're reaching your goal quicker. So the intent was to go over the goal easily, and so far so good, because all Kickstarter slow down in the middle. So I'm still getting steady in the middle. It's like 5 backers a day, or that's pretty good. And I have some great stretch goals in mind to go over that, but even before the stretch goals, I have an exclusive. I always offer something that no one else can get unless they back to Kickstarter. So you don't want to miss out on the exclusive variant cover by Neil, the one you were talking about. You're only going to be able to get it through Kickstarter. It's numbered, limited, and it's going to be signed. And of course, you can get both books, the standard cover, Clayton Crane, and then there's some prints. You can own original pages. You can get an original commission by Irwin. There's music. You can see the music in the trailer at the Kickstarter. One of the things I'd like to say is anyone who's listening, you might not be able to buy a book, even if it's something you're interested in. You might be able to, I don't know. But at least go look at the quality and see if it's worth sharing. Because if everybody listening shares it, then someone might see it and back this book. And that's such a big help for someone who's independent like myself. So, but the Kickstarter offers all kinds of rewards that you might want to check out and get before it ends, because it's going to be your last chance.
Yep, and you're getting copies of Staunch Ambition too with some of these rewards packages. So that's really cool too, because Staunch Ambition is just a real fun, kind of crazy out there sci-fi comic book. And yeah, just like the color. the color in Staunch is just great.
It's supernatural. Yeah, it fits the supernatural theme, I think, the colors.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're gonna have Christy sharing it on our social media throughout the next month.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to get you there. Yeah, no, I'm definitely waiting on Friday so I can lock mine in. I'm super excited about this book. It's
let me bring up something else that's important. I don't want to forget is I did bring up the concept, but 20% of the profits on this book I'm going to be putting toward PTSD, depression, and suicidal awareness. So this book is not just to do a book about firefighters, but I want it to actually help the Detroit firefighters, or actually all firefighters. I mean, specifically Detroit, but bring in awareness, because you get a lot of stigma, or certain firefighters don't want to admit maybe they're struggling with depression or just PTSD, because it almost comes off like they're weak. You don't want to come off that way. But that's actually the opposite of the truth. The truth is when you actually face, if you're struggling with depression or PTSD or suicidal thoughts, or whoever's doing that, it's actually strength to face that and admit it. And so I want to actually put money and profit, some of the profit toward, it's not only bring awareness to this issue, but to put money toward 20% of the profits toward helping out.
Yeah, and that's super cool. It's you see it more and more. We're learning about like mental health issues, especially with service people. And it's not just firefighters. It's military, police. All these people who are out here. They get into some stuff, and that's what they signed up for. But that it also takes a toll, and we got to be there to help out. So that's super cool. That's really awesome that you're making it more than just the comic book, and that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm working with the Detroit Fire Department. They're totally backing me, and I got the support of the president of the Detroit Firefighters Association, Mike Nevin, who I'm friends with, and I did the poster for. I think it was in 1994. I've got, became friends with a lot of firefighters when I was doing ride-alongs and interviewing them. So their support has been a huge part of the book turning out as good as the quality that you'll see when you go through the Kickstarter.
That's awesome, man. You said you went on ride-alongs?
Oh yeah. That was I slept at the firehouse several times, and eating dinner with them was a big deal. The only reason I didn't do more is because I'm just so busy working on the book. I've got the stories that I picked from all the experiences and interviews, and so now I'm trying to meet a deadline to get the book done in time for a certain convention. So
that's awesome, man. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
So you can do the easiest thing is to type in Google Inferno City Firehouse. And of course, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter mainly. I'm also have a website. I don't have a website for Inferno City Firehouse yet, but I have a tab on my Staunch Ambition website for Inferno City Firehouse. So I probably will get a website for Inferno City Firehouse soon. But yeah, you can find me the Kickstarter. You can do a search in there. If you just do a search on Google, you'll find all the links. I have links from, anywhere you go should have links going directly to the Kickstarter, because that's ending in, I think, like 21 days.
Awesome, man. Well, we love you, and can't wait to do this Misfits cast with you and John and Mike. That should be a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Just the five
Yeah,
of us.
we're tied on a remake Revolution. When's this gonna be?
Your people are gonna have to talk to our people, and you're gonna have to work it out. The rematch needs to be handled. I think we can all agree that it needs to be handled with a certain class and delicacy. There's a lot of moving parts, so yeah, we'll definitely get it together. But I'm excited for this is it. Who is the better remake team?
Yeah, I'm thinking Wizard World.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking Wizard World.
Ooh.
I'm looking at this.
Yeah, it's an annual thing.
I'm looking at this belt, this super awesome belt right now. I've got it in my hands. I like to wear it around the house. It's just so nice being the Remake Revolution Tag Team Champion that like every day you wake up, you just feel blessed. You feel blessed that your competition couldn't hack it, and you
yeah, talk trash,
and you're obviously the champion because you've got the belt. So it's nice.
What are you saying? You're saying that you didn't actually win. It's just that we lost.
I'm saying not only did you lose, but we won.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for giving us a call, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, man. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in Wizard World.
All right, you too, buddy. Have a good night.
Brian.
Bye.
All right, bye.
That was Brian Elau, guys. He is awesome.
Yeah.
Great friend of the show.
Brian, that's what's up, bud. That's what's up.
So we got some news topics to discuss. So I'm gonna go into this first one first.
You gonna go to the second one first or the first one first?
Yeah,
Maybe the third one first?
I hear what I said, Max.
Can we try? How many are there?
So when they said they were gonna make a Karate Kid TV show, I think I made fun of it with Max, and I had a lot of laughs on their behalf. But Cobra Kai ended up being really solid, really good show. So now I hear they're talking about
really solid, or is it like CW solid?
No. It was above CW. And
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Cobra Kai was good.
Okay.
I really liked Cobra Kai, so now that I'm hearing the Sandlot's original director and cast have been picked up for not one, but 2 seasons on a streaming service, which if I had to guess, it's going to be Disney, because Disney owns Fox, Fox owns The Sandlot. And this fits with what Disney's trying to do, and I can't say that I'm not excited about this. Like, a part of me is skeptical because they're playing themselves 22 years later, so how does that necessarily work?
What if it's like Stranger Things? Like the kids are like in the Sandlot is like haunted now or something, or there's some crazy evil dimensional thing, and then the dude who disappears at the end of the original Sandlot comes back, and he's like, "Oh, it's all aliens and everything, man." I'm down for that.
When I heard this news, I'm like, the first thought in my mind was just like a reaction was, I can't believe they haven't thought about doing this with the Goonies. Like, when I read the tagline, like, I think the Goonies, in my mind, might be a little bit more suited for this than this, but I'm still curious because the first Sandlot movie with that cast was great. I love that movie. I watched it recently for Throwback Thursday, and I still had so much fun watching that show.
Like, the Sandlot had that good thing where like they were all kid actors, but nobody was super annoying. It was all like you don't know how they are now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure what their chops now, but like the Sandlot's a classic. I don't know. I haven't watched Cobra Kai because I don't even believe you that it's good.
Yeah.
But that's fine. If Cobra Kai is good, it's good. But I don't know that this is going to be good. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not excited about it because there's been a few straight to DVD Sandlot sequels, and I feel like it's gonna be more like those. So
well, the sequels didn't have the original team, but
yeah.
I understand. No, I completely get what you're saying. So let me ask you this, because there's rumors of a Mighty Ducks TV show coming to Disney Plus. What would you be more excited to see? A Mighty Ducks led by Joshua Jackson, which is me speculating.
Yeah.
Or The Sandlot with the original team.
All right. So
my lean is Mighty Ducks.
So Charlie Paisley Fringe
is the coach
now.
And maybe get Emilio out of retirement.
He changed his name to Charlie Paisley Fringe.
I love Joshua Jackson. He went to, this was back when Fringe was still on, he went to San Diego Comic-Con and carried around a sign saying, "Come with me to PaisleyCon," or PaisleyCon, what's his character's name?
Who cares?
Anyway, he's carrying around a sign that said PaisleyCon and playing the Dawson's Creek theme. And everybody's like, "Who's Pacey?" And he's like, "Come with me, we're starting our own con." The dude is fully aware of who he is, and I don't know, man. Something like that, I think I could get behind.
Okay, if they get Keenan, I'm down.
Oh, they can get Keenan.
I know they can get Keenan, but they have to get Keenan. He's got to teach kids the knuckle puck. Or, he's got to be like, man, I keep on trying, and no one can learn the knuckle puck. And then, finally, one prodigy kid learns the knuckle puck. I don't know. It's all going to be lame. I can't be excited for either of these things.
It might
I think they're going to be bad.
It might be the kids versus no kids gap, too. Like me, another show to watch with my kids. It's not Girl Meets World.
Have fun with your Fuller House and your Girl Meets World and your Paisley Con.
Hey man, Fuller House does make me laugh, but Boy Meets World spinoff was not good. But so Steven Spielberg, who I don't think has Steven Spielberg had a really big hit movie since maybe Lincoln.
He made Lincoln.
Yes, and then he did.
He did Ready Player One, right? That was him. I mean, that was E.T. No, that wasn't E.T. Ready Player One was the Goonies.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I don't think it hit at the box office like it should have.
It shouldn't have. It was the Goonies.
Well, Spielberg is coming out. Spielberg makes smaller movies. That's who he is, and a lot of the smaller movies are now coming to streaming services because they have a good audience there. Because most people when they go out to the theater now, they want the spectacle. They want the big Marvel movie or the big whatever, and so it's now
Lebowski.
Yeah, sure. So Spielberg has come out, against Netflix movies being, nominated up for Oscars and all that jazz.
Why are you hating, Steven?
What do you think of this?
Why are you hating, bruh?
Do you think it's
fucking Jaws ain't enough? Freaking Saving Private Ryan ain't enough, Steven Spielberg. Let other people shine, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, but if Saving Private Ryan came out today, it would be more suited for a Netflix or an Amazon or maybe even HBO.
It's called Band of Brothers. Yeah, it came out on HBO. That's that's exactly what they did. So, I feel like it depends. It goes case by case. I don't think you should exclude anything, but if it feels like a made-for-TV movie, then it shouldn't be nominated because it's a made-for-TV movie. But there's some things that are just good, and you see people with small budgets doing a lot of good work, and they make movies, and they make movies that you could release, and it would be interesting to me to see a Netflix movie go from Netflix to the theaters.
Well, The Irishman is supposed to get a wide release. Since Scorsese asked them, he said, Netflix, can we make this movie come out wide? And I don't think Netflix is going to say no to Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. They got Joe Pesci out of retirement. Scorsese's like, do you want to do this movie? Pesci's like, no, I'm retired. Hey, come do this movie. No, I'm still retired, guys. After the 7th time of asking Joe Pesci to be in this movie.
It's like Scorsese goes, and he's like, Joe, you got to be in the movie. He's like, I'm not going to be in the movie. I'm not going to be in the movie. Right? So then he gets De Niro, and he's like, come on, you gotta go get Joe. So like they go and they're like, Joe, and Joe's like, Bob, I love you. I'm not gonna be in the movie. And then they're like, all right. So then they get friggin' Pacino, right? They're like, Joe, you gotta be in this stupid movie. And Joe's like, all right, I guess I'll be in the movie.
He's like, no, I'm just gonna write you into it.
It's like, yeah, you know, your part's already written. No one else can do the thing. If you don't act in the movie don't get made. You are the only thing.
I'm just excited to see Pesci on the big screen again. But
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I need fired up Pesci. I want him to be a cantankerous, old, fired up Joe Pesci.
now, I get that they haven't done a movie in a while, but Pesci and De Niro are 100%. Like, every movie they've made together has just been great.
Well, now you jinxed it.
Yeah, I probably jinxed it, but
no, I mean, I'm excited. I'm down.
But back to Steven Spielberg.
And if it's good enough, I say nominated for an Oscar.
See, I agree with Spielberg to an extent. Not that Netflix shouldn't be nominated, but I think all movies should be in the Oscars. So HBO makes a made-for-TV movie. If it's good enough, let's get it in the Oscars. I mean, you can even have a separate category for, made-for-TV movies or made-for-streaming. But I feel like they should be recognized in the same breath as other movies. Not TV shows. That'd be ridiculous, but a lot of these movies on Netflix and especially Amazon, they had the Big Sick and Manchester by the Sea, 2 big movies that were nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can exclude one without the other, but I think both should be included. But that's just me.
All right, I got a little aside.
More
Speaking
aside?
of TV, yeah, a little aside. But like, yeah, just what you're saying about TV shows not being, because you get so much more time with a TV show that it's not even fair to compare them to movies.
Well, the only reason I said it is because most TV shows feel more like film than they did 20 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. But they cheat though, because they just get more time. Like you're spending 20 hours with somebody. Yeah, dude, I just got my mom into Game of Thrones. I know it was a complete accident.
She into it?
Yeah, dude, she's totally into. Okay, so I was gonna put on episode 1, right? Because I've been meaning to watch it over again before the new season comes out. Friggin'. They're coming home from church.
That's a good follow up to church.
You're right. Yeah. So, but like I just like had started up the first episode of season 1, like maybe 5 minutes before they got home. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll turn it off. And I was like, no, it's okay, leave it on. So then like we get through the episode and she's got like a billion questions and I'm thinking she's hating it. And then I was like, okay, I'll turn it off. She's like, no, I'll go play the next episode. So like next thing I know, it's like. She's done with season 4, and she's like, "Where's the new DVD?" Like, and I don't like go up and down the steps and everything like that. And I'm like, just slow down. Like, I missed the red wedding. I missed freaking Joffrey dying. Spoilers, sorry, spoilers. But yeah, man, I'm like, holy crap, what is going on? This is. I'm almost as impressed and like, it's like scary, with my parents. This is like the time where I got them the Wii, and then they were better at video games than me.
It's funny because when I was really into Lost, I was rewatching it, and I was halfway through the first episode. My dad comes down and goes, "When's this stupid show over?" So then the first episode ended, and I think I went out with you and Tam after. I come home, and my dad's already on, like, disc 4. Because it was his first, like most people, Lost was their first, like, into serialized television. And he's just like, it doesn't end. It just keeps cliffhanging me.
Yeah.
Cliffhanging me.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is hardcore with the cliffhangers, and yeah, you just watch the next episode. You have to. You're like compelled to.
It's like leaving somebody who's just not experienced with like cocaine, and then they just don't know how to handle it. They don't know when to stop. My mom's like, your dad was up till 5 a.m. watching that stupid show. Now none of the chores. He was on vacation from work that week, and he had torn apart the bathroom. He spent the whole week watching 6 seasons of Lost, and his bathroom never got done.
Yo, that's great.
He's like, I can't even go to work and tell the guys how I spent my vacation. But no, that's funny, because that just reminded me of that. What else we got? We got some more stories. I know we do. Give me the computer's going slow. Rami Malek is in talks to play a villain in the new Bond movie.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I am down with that,
I like
too.
that a lot.
I like him as an actor.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a new feel out of the newer Bond movie. Is Daniel Craig back?
Yeah, this is his last one.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. The last
Spectre.
one, Spectre. It's been kind of the last Mission Impossible was actually really good. So now the ball is back in Bond's court because like these, Mission Impossible and Bourne have been kind of taking the spotlight away from James Bond. So. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And the last two things Rami Malek has done, sorry, I've given him awards. He's got one for Mr. Robot and one for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody is not fair. I feel like anyone... He did a good job.
He did an amazing job.
He did a good job. But behind the power of a Queen-blasted soundtrack, anyone could have, it was... Come on. Because it's not him singing. They used Freddie Mercury's voice.
No, they used... there's a guy on YouTube that they used. He sounds just like Freddie Mercury.
Well, I thought they used Freddie Mercury's voice. But regardless, wasn't him singing. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't give him a lot of credit for Bohemian Rhapsody. It wasn't as good as people, I don't want to knock it because it's really fun because they just blast Queen the whole time. But that's all they're doing. It's just blasting Queen the whole time. Oh, my girlfriend left me in the rain. Come on! It doesn't actually happen!
I don't disagree with you about Bohemian Rhapsody. I think Rami Malek was really good. I think the movie was good to okay. But the fact that you had the Queen music, it just made that movie this much watchable.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I found some Queen songs. I've never heard Radio Gaga, and I love that song. It's been stuck in my head.
You've never heard that song?
I don't think so.
Huh.
So, well, Queen has been all I've listened to at work since I saw this movie.
Again, the music's really good, and they do a good job. Mike Myers in that movie is hilarious.
I didn't even recognize... Oh, at the Oscars, they had... And this was so fitting. They had Dana Carvey and Mike Myers come out and introduce the movie, and I thought that was great. They did some back and forth Wayne and Garth type jokes.
That's cool. I would like to see a Wayne's World now. They're 30 years later, Wayne's World, that would be cool.
Because Dana Carvey has only been in 2 good movies, and they were Wayne's World 1 and 2. And yes, Wayne's World 2 is an underrated comedy sequel. But Mike Myers, except for, The Love Guru, was so bad. Mike Myers before The Love Guru was 100%. And then he made The Love Guru, and then, nobody wants to put him in movies anymore.
Yeah, but you can't just make The Love Guru and walk away clean, Jason. All right, you got to do some repentance for that. He had to go put on all that makeup and be on that game show.
So, trying to see if there's anything else that's worth talking about.
Oh, it's all worth talking about, Jason.
Not really. I mean, the last thing I have is that Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things is going to be in the new Ghostbusters movie, and I think as soon as
is he Finn Wolfhard in the new Ghostbusters movie, or is he the kid from Stranger Things in the new Ghostbusters movie, or is he a whole new character?
Or the kid from It, who's similar to the
kid from
Stranger
It.
Things?
Yes. Is he the kid? Any of those? Are they going to link universes? Is all I'm asking.
I doubt it, but it's funny because when the teaser came out, everybody, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I stay pretty glued to TV news. Speculation all over the place was, Finn Wolfhard's going to be in this movie. It's just he's that guy now, and I can't wait to see Ghostbusters 3. I think it's cool that Ivan Reitman's son is doing it.
Are they calling it Ghostbusters 3?
Yeah.
Ooh,
well, I don't know if they're calling it Ghostbusters. It'll be Ghostbusters hyphen something possibly. Yeah. But it is a direct sequel to
Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, and 1. Probably more to 1. So that's our show for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Rate and review.
Did we do shameless plugs?
We're working on that right now.
Okay.
Rate and review. Rate and review. Please rate and review. You just scroll to the bottom on your iPhone as you're listening. You just hit that 5-star or type a little, these guys suck, these guys are good,
yeah, man,
whatever.
Throw me some shade. I'm waiting on somebody to I need some shade. I respond well to negative reinforcement.
We haven't had a really negative thing.
I know, we only had that one racist dude that one time.
No, we had that one guy who trashed us for trashing Perlmutter. Remember, against troops?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Remember that?
Sure. Not really, but he wasn't good. We needed some good hate.
So Throwback Thursday will return. I'm going to do a softball episode on Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Nice. You can just recite that movie.
I can.
Line for line, can't you?
I can.
How many times have you seen that movie in the theaters?
I think it was 27. Because I can't remember now. We've blown it up to proportion. I can't remember the exact... It was in the 20s. I think it was 27.
Oh, my God.
I've seen it
that is
a
so
billion
many times
since.
Yeah, that's so many times to see it in the theater.
The sequel's so bad. Like, every time I watch the first one, and it still makes me laugh, every time I watch the first one, I just think of how bad the second one was.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't feel like just because they made a super terrible sequel, you know, like, it doesn't have to make you sad. It's like you still have the thing.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me sad like for the first one. It makes me sad about the second one because they could have done so much more with it. I feel and
yeah, I mean, it didn't work out, but you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, the Ace Ventura is good. That's a good one.
Yeah, you got anything you want to plug for the?
Shout out to Arc Matter. We haven't talked to him in a while, but you know, he's still out there making videos and stuff, right?
That's right. He is.
Doing good things. We love you. Shout out to Mike McG at McGTV on the YouTube. Check him out. We got the shirts on TeePublic. He did all the art for those. He's got his own shirts on TeePublic. So check those out. It's all good stuff. My favorite one is secretly and not so secretly the McChat's Welcome to the Chat Cave Batman Batman one. I really really like it, and it's not even ours, so that's pretty cool. Go to our website at 3geeks.ninja. That is 3geeks.ninja.
Yeah, and Scott started a new series I think he's going to do weekly on there where whenever he watches on Netflix throughout the week, he's going to share it with you. So he's going to have little mini reviews for each thing he watched so you know what you should and shouldn't watch on Netflix.
All right.
And I like that idea a lot. The show You on Netflix, highly recommend it.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I got. Please recycle your droids.
Thank you, Facebook, YouTube. We haven't forgotten about you guys.
Oh man, we didn't mention Philip. Philip is still here with us in spirit.
Philip's always here with us in spirit.
Yes.